So in my video for today, I'm going to be trying out Danessa Myricks Colorfix, and you'll see just how my thoughts are as I apply it. I obviously have it on my eyes right now, in addition to trying out her yummy Skin Fix Blurring Balm. I'm going to use this as a primer all over. I have the color Universal, which is a translucent color. I also was able to pick up some stuff from Amicole, her Skin Melt Loose Powder, along with her concealer. And even more with Danessa Myricks, I was able to get her Colorfix Glaze. And this one I was really looking forward to. So if you're curious on how I felt about applying all these new products, stay tuned. Starting off with Danessa Myricks, I am going to be using the Universal shade as my base primer, all that good stuff. I keep seeing it everywhere, so I figured this I have to try. I have her more bronzy primer that is a little bit more hydrating. I think it's in Juice Boost. I think that's what it is. But I'm going to use this today just to mattify everything. So there it is, fresh out the box in Universal, and I'm going to place it all over my face. And it has the little scoop for sanitary sake, so nice and fresh. Just gonna take a wee bit and just kind of dot it aiming kind of around my T-zone. And I did prep my skin earlier, so I have all my skincare and sunscreen as my last step. I am fortunately combination to dry skin. I definitely break out in the T-zone. So I'm just gonna try to put that and smooth it over. Danessa herself, because I follow her on Instagram, she does say less is more. So I don't want to go overboard with. I'm gonna do an eyeshadow look with Danessa Myricks' new Colorfix, but I wanted to lay down a little bit of a base first. So I'm gonna go in, and I have like a whole bunch of single shadows, and I'm going to just use a basic kind of like a neutral taupey brown, just kind of all over the lid first, and then I'm going to deepen it a little bit, I think. I'm just kind of doing a big wash over the lid for the most part, just kind of setting the tone. And I'm going to do the same on the other side, and I'm going to try to get a little bit of depth just at the outer corner there. And I want to use the same big fluffy brush, and then do the same on the other side and blend out as best as I can. And then I'm going to take the deepest matte brown I have, and I'm just going to use a really flat edge brush. I'm going to create kind of a wing. Now I'm going to go in with Danessa Myricks Color Stix and Color Stick, and it's in Duo 2, which is Orion, Nebula, and Twilight Gleam. So it looks like it's supposed to be a magenta and like champagne wash. And there she is out of the box. Looks really sleek. I'm going to use the metallic side first, which is the more the magenta that looks purple to me. And I'm just going to wash it all over the lid. Actually looks a little bit darker than I thought in person, to be honest. I'm going to try to do the same on the other side as well. Just kind of paint it all over the lid. Okay, so that's just kind of a rough look at what it looks like, and I'm going to go in, I think, with a fluffy brush and just try to blend that out a wee bit. So I blended out a little bit, and now I'm going to go in with the foil side, which is more like a pink champagne color. I'm going to aim that more towards the inner corner. Ooh, now that's pretty. Now, because I put a little bit of brown underneath, I tried to aim it so that it wasn't like fully on the lid and more towards like the outer corner, but that could have affected the purple a little bit. But oh, the foil is gorgeous. Oh, look at that. I don't know if the camera's picking up on it, but it is so pretty in person. Woo! Yeah, the foil side is where it's at. This part feels very cooling. Very cooling to the skin. And it's beautiful. That's what I like. I like really high shine. I love sparkles. Just gonna go in with a little bit of Fenty Beauty's mascara. This is like the mini version. I will say with the Danessa Myricks Colorfix sticks, the one I got, I think the foil is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Twilight is so pretty, but it does flake a little bit, so I don't know if it's the pressure that I applied that kind of had it flaked a little bit and I just took off that excess, but the color payoff is really majestic. It's so pretty. The metallic side is okay. I saw that combo 5, it was either combo 5 or combo 7 of the Colorfix that have like the bronze and the champagne shades. I normally would go for that, but I have so many different type of eyeshadows that have that similar color payoff, because I tell you, I love shimmer. That's why I went with this combo, but I kind of wish I got those too. But anyway, I think it's really stunning. I'm gonna go off camera, kind of fix up my eyebrows a bit, and then I'm just gonna get into the rest of the face. Next, I'm gonna go in with Pat McGrath's Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection foundation. This is probably the most high-end foundation that I own right now. This was very pricey, and I got it in medium deep 24, so it might be a tad light for me. I love that bottle. Ooh, so pretty. But I'm gonna give it a shake. It's supposed to be medium to full coverage depending on how you lay, and I think it can work as a skin tint and as a full glam foundation depending on whether you apply it with fingers or with a brush. I'm actually going to go in with my Real Techniques. This is the Expert face brush. I'm going for a little bit more glam look, just a teensy. It's super watery, so I can't even show you the amount that I poured into my makeup palette. You can definitely smell the alcohol in it. So I'm going to just kind of dot and see. So I wanted definitely a more neutral shade that had a little bit golden. I don't mind the color so far. So I've just kind of pat and smooth over. I used about a few drops. As I said, it's very watery, so it's even hard to like kind of flip up my palette, because I usually use my makeup palette there, my tin, just to lay down my foundations. But it is very nice. It warms up my skin nicely. I never get a perfect color match no matter what foundation, but I like working with neutral tones, neutral to golden tones, and this one is pretty nice. And it spreads pretty quickly. Mind you, just have to be mindful because you definitely smell the alcohol, and it's a kind of foundation that it separates itself really clearly. You can see it in the bottle. Very watery formula, but I can see how you could use it lightly as a skin tint, but right now it looks pretty full coverage to me. Well, not full coverage. I would say medium coverage. I do still see some little imperfections here and there, but I just like smoothing over and over, like blending. Oh, you can never blend too much, and even after I look at like makeup videos that I've done recent, I'm like, I could have blended so much. So one of the new concealers that I got is actually from Amy Cole. As the news is, Amy Cole is shutting down, so I have done maybe a couple of shorts on some of the makeup that I've got just before the stock fully runs out, because I believe the closing is September 2025. And with her concealer in the color Deep 2, I'm hoping that it's a little, I think, a touch lighter than the foundation I just used from Pat McGrath, and I'm going to start off just under the eyes here. And then I'll do a little bit just on the outside there. So I'm gonna go in now with Emmy Cole's Dessert Dates in Hibiscus, just to do a little bit of color for the cheeks. And then I'm gonna lay down with some powder, and that will be really something. I feel like my face looks pretty good. Like, I like how the foundation's sitting. I'm really hoping that this Danessa Myricks primer helps me from getting like the oil breakthrough after 3 hours, because that's typically how it goes for me unless I use a ton of setting spray, a ton of powder. Like, it's almost like pancake face kind of thing. So, but I'm hoping, I'm hoping. So I'm gonna go in with my complexion brush here, just kind of pat and blend out that blush a little bit. I mainly wanted the eyes to be the star of the show because I was super excited about the Colorfix. But you know, a little blush wouldn't hurt. Though I actually got some of the Skin Melt loose setting powder from Emmy Cole as well. So I'm just gonna use a little bit, just kind of around the T-zone and the perimeter. I really like the packaging for this. I love that there's like this flip lid and then it's like protected. So let me try to rip that off. Woo! Okay. Okay, that's gone. And there's like a lot of powder on top there. I'm going to use the Emmy Cole powder brush, kind of tap off the excess and just kind of start laying down powder just around the T-zone. Tap off a little bit more and then just kind of set my concealer there. This powder feels nice. This powder feels really, really nice. So I'm just lining my lips with like a dark purple shade. I'm kind of smudging it out a bit. I'm gonna go in again with the Emmy Cole blush and lipstick in Hibiscus. That will be kind of like the base color. And I'm going to finally use Danessa Myricks Colorfix glazes, and this is in Pink Ice as an overall really glossy finish. I've heard a lot of great things about this too. I have used her Colorfix in the past, but I use it mainly for like cheek and eye color. But the glaze version, I'm really excited about. All right, there it is. Alrighty, and I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit out. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at that. I'm gonna go in with now just finally my setting spray, and I'm just gonna use a little bit of Revolution Super Fix Fixing Mist. So this is my finished look. I think it's really pretty. I'm going to start off with the star of the show, which is the stick the multi-duo stick for lips, eyes, and face. I don't know about using this for the lips, but for eyes, Danessa Myricks is very pretty. The foil side is absolutely gorgeous. So if you get dual 2, Twilight Gleam is absolutely gorgeous in person. It shimmers like crazy. I don't think the camera is picking up on the majesticness of this shade, but it's really, really nice. It does flake a little bit if you apply a little bit of pressure, so just be mindful of that. There's these little plastic little caps once you open it. I suggest keeping those because I've seen a few people review them and say that they're to help with keeping the consistency of the makeup moist, so it goes on and glides on pretty smoothly. So to prevent them from drying out, keep those little plastic cups that cover the actual eyeshadows. But this is really nice. The metallic side is okay. I would probably get a couple of other ones down the line, but this was very pricey for me as it is, so I'm gonna work with this for a bit. I absolutely love the McGrath Foundation so far. I'll see how it wears after some time, but right now it looks pretty nice on the skin. Feels comfortable. I don't feel like clawing my face off. The Amicool Skin Melt Powder, really nice. That is some nice finely milled powder. It feels really good. The Glaze from Danessa Myricks as well, gorgeous. Love that too. Even the Amicool concealer in Deep 2, really like it. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with the purchases I've made. And then of course there is the Universal Yummy Skin Balm. So I'm really hoping that this will help in keeping the makeup intact. If I can, I will try to insert a clip around this point where it will be like several hours of wear, because I got a lot of filming to do today. I'm just checking myself out in the mirror. But I'm liking how it looks. Let me know your thoughts. How are you finding the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Balm, or any of the other makeup that I've tried today? What do you think? What do you think of her new Colorfix Stix? And are you thinking that it's worth the purchase? So far, it looks very beautiful. I see how it wears over the rest of the day, but the foil part, absolutely gorgeous. But I am such a stand for glitter and shine. I just get that shiny object syndrome. But this was fun. Let me know your thoughts. Till the next video.